Alrighty, we are now going to try to go live with Lucky 13, or as I like to call it, Triskaidekaphobia. Um, Deck is a lot of fun. Played it in paper once, twice. Played in paper twice. Had a decent run the first time. Second time was a little rough. I've heard against like things like elves and whatnot, and we just kind of stumbled on mana, stumbled on removal, so lost that game against them. But yeah, Triskaidekaphobia, or as I call it, Lucky 13. So we're trying to get lucky tonight, basically, or unlucky, I guess, depending on how you look at it. 13 is either or for people. So I got a fairly standard Jund to mana base. Got some Bloodstained Mire, some Verdant Catacombs. Usually there's some Wooded Hills, but we're going without Wooded Hills on this. We got Badlands, Bayous, Taigas, Ace Forest, and Ace Swamp, and then we got some Wastelands, and we got Grove of the Burnwells paired with Punishing Fire. So we have repeated removal. Um, we got the standard 4 Deathrite Shaman, the ability to ramp your mana, the clock it provides, the extra life you can gain off it, all work out really well. Um, if Forethought Sees, real great way to kill anything in hand. A lot of people argue that if it dies to Thoughtseize, it's no good. So it's kind of like the whole dice to removal argument. But Thoughtseize is a good card. It hits everything. You lose 2 life, which isn't really particularly a big loss. Be able to take one of your opponent's best cards in hand. Then we get 2 Fatal Push, real cheap, easy to destroy creatures. Um, Obviously not great against stuff like Gurmag Angler and whatnot, but we can handle that just fine. Then we got paired Collective Brutalities. We do have like a couple Life Forms on the deck, so I added Collective Brutality recently. Seems like a pretty good way to kind of force through some like early interaction to make sure we can resolve a Triskaidekaphobia, Dark Confidant, Liliana, whatever it may be trying to resolve. Then we got 4 Dark Confidants. The card advantage of Dark Confidant is obviously very good. For 2 mana, you got the beginning upkeep. Reveal the top card of your library and put that card in your hand. You lose life equals converted mana cost. So that's pretty good. Pretty good way to draw some cards. The original version of this deck actually had some Death Shadows in it as well, but that was a little sketchy. So Guard of the Death Shadows. Turns out when you have Death Shadow in play and your opponent swords it, use Swords to Plowshares on it, your life total becomes 13. So that doesn't really pair very well with Triskaidekaphobia. I haven't seen too many decks online where there's really white removal or whatnot. So that's not particularly a huge concern playing on MTGO, but it is definitely a concern and definitely something worth noting. Swords to Plowshares and Triskaidekaphobia do not work well together. We've got the 3 Punishing Fires as suggested earlier. So Punishing Fire and Grove actually combo in a really interesting way where you can actually control your opponent's life total fairly easily to set up for a Triskaidekaphobia kill. It's actually pretty neat, and it's one of the ways I've gotten people to actually scoop to the deck before. Grove of Burnwells, when you tap for red or green, each opponent gains life, so you can actually use that to get your opponent back up to 13 if they've gotten just under it. So that's actually kind of neat. It means like fetch lands aren't particularly a way your opponent can stop themselves from dying to one of these, so that's pretty good. Then we got a pair of Life Forms, just card advantage. It gives you the ability to buy back some Grove of the Burnwells, gives you the ability to buy back Wastelands, fetch lands, whatever you may need to make sure you're continuously building your mana base, um, and it gives you some fodder as well to pitch to Collective Brutality, which is nice. It also pads your hand a little bit from your Liliana the Veil. Got a pair of Sylvan Libraries. These were originally in the board. I'm now mainboarding them because obviously Sylvan Library is a great card. It's a great way to draw some extra cards, get some card advantage going, and filter your top decks a bit. It also works very you have to set up obviously, but it can work with Dark Confidant to ensure you're taking as minimal amount of damage as possible. Then there's 4 Tarmogoyf. Tarmogoyf's just 2 mana, real good beat stick. A lot of people think Tarmogoyf isn't as good as it isn't that great anymore because Fatal Push was printed. Honestly, I still think Tarmogoyf is a very good and efficient beater. I don't think there's any reason not to run it, especially when you're running cards like Dark Confidant, Deathrite Shaman. A Fatal Push goes to kill a Tarmogoyf. Your Deathrite Shaman and Dark Confidant can kind of take over the game anyway. If your opponent answers the Deathrite or Dark Confidant, your Tarmogoyf's got the board clear at that point, and Tarmogoyf does a great job at stonewalling Gurmag Anglers, great job at just punching through damage. So we got those Goyfs in here. Then we got 3 Abrupt Decay, nice, cheap, easy answer pretty much everything we're looking to answer. Keep our graveyard open from things like Rest in Peace. It can help us with like Delvers, Young Pyromancers, Deathrite Shamans, etc. Liliana the Veil, just real powerful black planeswalker. Keeps hands empty, sacrifices creatures when you need to clear opponent's board of like larger threats, like something like a Garbag Angler, Gristlebrand, Emrakul, whatever it may be. Naturally, Emrakul's more relevant against like Show and Tell, whereas not so relevant against Liliana's not so relevant against like Cloud Post, where they're casting Emrakul, taking an extra turn, and we're pretty much wrathing your board. We got 3 Triskaidekaphobias. Again, it's kind of the main focus of the deck, but at the same time, it is still a 4-mana enchantment. And as we all know, Legacy is a very quick and efficient format. 4 mana is at times can be tough to get to depending on what kind of matchup you're in. So Triskaidekaphobia is only a 3 of, but we have card advantage to get there. So we have like Dark Confidant and Sylvan Library to get there quicker. But it's at the beginning upkeep, you choose one. Each player with exactly 13 life loses the game, then each player gains a life, or each player with exactly 13 life loses the game, then each player loses 1 life. And then we've got the spicy one of Tree of Perdition, 0/13 Defender for 3 and a black, and it's tap, exchange target opponent's life total with Tree of Perdition's toughness. Toughness naturally being 13. At the beginning of upkeep, if we get this and Triskaidekaphobia in play, we can use our Tree of Perdition to set our opponent's life total of 13. If they keep a fetch land up or something like that, we have Grove of Burnwillows, we can get that life back. So if they try to fetch down to 12, put it back to 13 in the Grove. If we don't have like a Grove set up, Triskaidekaphobia, we just make them gain a life after that. They go back to 13. Next turn, if they don't have a way to lose or gain life from that point, we can easily just kill them. So that's what we're trying to do in the main board. Let's look at the sideboard real quick. Sideboard, I used to have some Crows and Grips. I switched those out for Nature's Claim. Nature's Claim gives us another interesting way to have our opponent gain some life. So it's destroy target artifact or enchantment. Its controller gains 4 life. I was running things like, my original deck list didn't run Tarmogoyf. It ran like Kavu Predator. I had like some Death Shadows. It was like a mix between like Life Zoo, or like, I don't remember exactly. I think it's Life Without Zoo or something like that, where it's the Kavu Predator Zoo deck, where you have like Invigorate, like Reverent Silence, stuff like that. But yeah, Nature's Claim, 1 mana, just destroys any target artifact or enchantment, and they gain 4 life, which is fine, because we got ways to beat down that damage and get them back down to 13 if we need to. And of course, Nature's Claim gets them back up to 13 if they got below that. 3 Surgical Extraction, it's decent interaction that you can play on, even if you're on the draw, if your opponent goes off turn 1. But it's very well known. I don't think I have to go too far into it. We have a 4th Abrupt Decay. I did originally mainboard the 4 Abrupt Decays. I'm not huge on mainboarding 4 currently, but it could also be correct to mainboard 4. We'll see how that goes. I'll have some reflections on the deck at the end of the stream. 1 Pernicious Deed, which is a great way to just wipe a board of any problem permanents. Great against like tokens and Young Pyromancer. Fine against Monastery Mentor. Great against like enchantments, like Enchantress, things of that nature. Stompy decks, it's obviously awesome against. We got 3 Chokes. So Choke, islands don't tap during control's untap step. This card I think is going to be very good against like a lot of the check pile we've been seeing, some of the Delver variants we've been seeing and whatnot. And then obviously it's great against like the Miracles deck, as long as obviously we can stick it and they don't have like Unexpectedly Absent ready to go that they can just answer it immediately with. But if they can't answer this immediately with Unexpectedly Absent, chances are they're not going to be able to get a lot of mana to get to that point. We get the pair of Toxic Deluge, another sleeper effect. Again, token strategies, elves, like anything like that. Toxic Deluge is going to do a good job of cleaning up the board. It's great for cleaning up True Names as well. True Name Nemesis can be a little annoying. Then we got a pair of Slaughter Games. It's just kind of like our slower, like real serious combo hate. We have a lot of removal in the main board. We're up against a combo deck like Belcher or Storm or whatnot. We have a lot of removal to take out. We need some extra cards to bring in. Slaughter Games is here for that. So it can't be countered by spells or abilities. And you choose a non-land card name. Search their opponent's hand, graveyard, and library for any number of cards with that name and exile them. And the player shuffles his or her library. So it's a great way to kind of hit the combo decks. Things of that nature. I actually used to bring this in against Miracles because I can kill a Jace all day with Punishing Fire, but I could not particularly beat and entreat the Angels. If they did instant speed end of turn unless I had Pernicious Deed out. I also struggled against not Monastery Mentor. What was the other? No, I didn't really need it for any other reasons, I guess, against Miracles. But I used to bring this in against Miracles to strip out their win conditions. It was a lot of fun. They're playing 2 win conditions. You get to take them all. But yeah, so this is the deck. Should be a lot of fun. We're going to try and... Actually, we joined a league. We're going to try and play this league with this deck and hopefully have a good time. Be funny as hell if we ended up going 5-0. I highly doubt it's going to happen, but the one craziest deck that I've probably brewed and played with would be interesting if that was the deck that went there. So we have our first matchup. We've won the die roll. We'll definitely be on the play. That sounds awesome to me. Let's see. I got a couple lands. Tarmogoyf, Thoughtseize, Dark Confidant Punch. Yeah, I think I'm fine with this. I'm going to keep it. We got Triskaidekaphobia, so that's great. Hope their opponent's not like a Taxian Probe or discard deck. They're going to peek right away and see what we got. So I'm going to lead on Verdant Catacombs. Go ahead and fetch out Bayou and Thoughtseize my opponent. So we're up against Burn, so that's kind of not great. Let's see what we got here. Double Chain Lightning, Goblin Guide, Searing Blaze. So we have the Punishing Fire for the Goblin Guide, so we're going to let them keep that. I don't want them to just be able to Searing Blaze my Dark Confidant and then also take 3 damage. So I'm going to take the Searing Blaze. And they also have 3 mountains in hand, so we're going to keep that up so we don't forget what they got. Chances are turn 2 are probably just going to Punishing Fire their hold up for Punishing Fire on their Goblin Guide. So that way, hopefully you can use up their Change Lightning so we can get our Dark Confidant on board and get some card advantage off it. Where it's going to be a little bit tricky in this match because obviously they're going to tax our life total. The good part about this is that we won't die to our Triskaidekaphobia because we will not be at 13 if that's relevant at all. Here I'm going to play a Bloodstained Mire and just pass. I'm going to give their Goblin Guide another chance to attack before I just Punishing Fire it away. And then we'll follow up with a probably a Dark Confidant. I might follow up with a Tarmogoyf just to make sure we're safer from creatures on the ground. So we reveal the Life Alone. So we know we're drawing that next, which we don't particularly want, so we are definitely going to fetch. What is this? So they have Double Chain Lightning, Double Mountain hand. 1 mountain, right? Yeah, Double Chain Lightning, 1 mountain hand. I don't particularly want to draw Life Alone, so I'm definitely going to be fetching here. Eidolon of the Great Revel, huh? No, that's not good. Alright, I'm going to fetch out a... So I need a red source, so I'm going to fetch out Taiga here. It's going to resolve. I'm going to Punishing Fire that. I actually forgot to Punishing Fire their Goblin Guy, which works out because I actually don't want to... I don't want to let that Eidolon stick anyway. Deathrite, pretty good. So we're going to play Deathrite and Goyf this turn. So they're going to have to answer the Deathrite with a Chain Lightning, so they can't just let me start gaining life. And then Tarmogoyf's a 5/6. They're not particularly going to be able to kill the Tarmogoyf, which means this can easily Stonewall the Goblin Guide. So they top deck an Eidolon. That's a pretty good top deck there. So we know about Mountain and 2 Chain Lightnings in their hand. They could just kill a Tarmogoyf here. I think, yeah. They could just kill a Tarmogoyf here if they want to double Chain Lightning it, which I'm actually fine with. Okay, so they are going to target 1 at the Deathrite Shaman. No, I will not redirect that. They played that on, so now we just know about the 1 Chain Lightning in their hand. Another Eidolon, that's not great for us. Okay. Alright, so another Verdant Catacombs. So this is just going to get a forest, because we really can't afford to have any more basics. Non-basics, I mean. I'm just going to... Huh. Yeah, I'm just going to drop the Triskaidekaphobia now. So they can't particularly attack into me. We're already like well below that life total. So we're going to drop the Triskaidekaphobia, force them to start making actions. We know they have at least the 1 Chain Lightning in their hand. They can put us to 6. They'll go to 18. Goyf can attack for 5, put them at 13. So actually an attack might end up being worth it, depending on what happens. If they have like a Fire Blast, we're probably just dead. They have 2 cards in hand. We know one of them's Chain Lightning still. Next turn, I definitely want to start keeping up Wasteland to protect against Price of Progress. So we have sorcery, instant, enchantment, creature, land. Glyph is a big one. Alright, so they're drawing a lot of lands. This is probably, okay, another Goblin Guide. So that's going to tick them away a little bit. So the last card they have in their hand is a Chain Lightning, which we're not particularly scared of. Because they can't, like, attack with Goblin Guides and Chain Lightning to kill us. So 4, 7... So they can put us to 2 if they attack all out here, which I'm actually kind of fine with. So we have a Tree of Perdition on the top, so we can just cast that. I think I'm just blocking an Eidolon of the Great Revel here, just because I want to ensure that we can be able to cast any spells we want. I'm definitely going to be playing out the Tree of Perdition here. They'll give us a blocker for each of the Goblin Guides. And then if they don't do anything, we can just kill them the next turn. They do have the fetch land, which is a little awkward. Targeting me, okay. No, I'm not going to copy it. Okay. I'm going to have each player gain 1 life. Ooh, I can rebuy Punishing Fire? I actually kind of like that. Yes. I actually didn't realize that that was a thing. Kind of tempted to just drop a Dark Confidant here to block. I don't know if I can do that, though. I'm going to do it. We're going to do that. That's fine. We'll hold up a Wasteland. I love another Manosaurus. I mean, naturally, if they just have something like Bolt off the top, we're just dead. But that's kind of how the matchup against Burn goes. They either have to or they don't. They didn't just Bolt, so I'm assuming we're semi-safe from that. I mean, it doesn't really matter what order we do these triggered abilities in. I think I want Triskaidekaphobia to go on last, though. So we're going to gain a life off that, because Dark Confidant could potentially just kill us. So we're going to do the gain a life again. Dark Confidant revealing Wasteland. Oh, that's pretty good. So, let's see here. Yeah, I think I just have to drop this Tree of Perdition. I can't just mess around with this all day. And we're going to attack with Dark Confidant here. Like to get rid of it if I can help it. We still have 2 blockers for our Goblin Guys, which is good. We are dead to a Price of Progress regardless, so this Wasteland being up doesn't particularly matter. But at the very least, we can make sure on our upkeep we just kill them. Okay, so they're fetching. I don't know if they're fetching 4. Lava Spike. I mean, Lava Spike is good enough. They got it. Alright, begin sideboarding. Alright, so against Bird, we're going to bring in some Nature's Claims. We can target our own things to gain life. But we have to target, though, just the Triskaidekaphobia. I don't know, that's probably not good enough. I guess we have Sylvan Library, too, but I don't particularly want to be fighting that battle. Can use it on their Eidolon, that doesn't seem good. But honestly, there's not much here I really like for this matchup. I don't mind another Abrupt Decay. Not huge on Thoughtseize, but I definitely want some number of them, right? I don't think I've ever actually had the burn matchup, so this is actually pretty interesting. Probably shouldn't have bought back that Punishing Fire. I think that might have been a little greedy. I probably should have just played the Tree of Perdition that turn that I did that. So that's kind of unfortunate. Yeah, I think dropping 1 Thoughtseize, because like a Thoughtseize trading like for a Bolt is still like saving yourself a life, so I might actually just keep the Thoughtseize. Now I'm thinking about it. I'm really hoping to draw some Collected Brutalities. That'd be great. I don't think Life Loam is great here. That's probably the card we're cutting. Yeah, we're just cutting Life Loam. I think that's correct. Could be correct to bring like Pernicious Steed, because you can just wipe the board of a bunch of creatures, but I don't think that's really that relevant or necessary. Alright, we're going to try this out. My opponent's probably very confused on what they should possibly do against us. Yes, I would love to play first. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, can tear apart their hand a little bit. We got Collector Brutality, gain some life, kill a creature, then we can like drop a Deathrite Shaman, hopefully stick it on board. So I think we're gonna keep this hand. I'm probably just gonna fetch a Swamp and Thoughtseize first. My second card is probably gonna be a Taiga because I'm gonna want the red source and the green source. So it's just gonna be Swamp Thoughtseize at first. We do want to be safe from Price of Progress, so I want to get my basics out. Fire Blast, Chain Lightning, 3 lands. So yeah, we're going to take that Fire Blast because that's probably the card we're most afraid of. I guess we could have taken the Chain Lightning because they can't use that Fire Blast. We have a second Thoughtseize. But if they fire off a Chain Lightning here, that also means we can just go like next turn, like Thoughtseize, check, make sure the way is clear, and then Deathrite, which I think I'm actually fine with. So they drew a Rift Bolt, so now we know we can get a Chain Lightning. So I can't just jam Deathrite because the Rift Bolt's going to come off Suspend and possibly get me. So here I'm actually going to play this Badlands. I'm going to Collective Brutality, discarding Thoughtseize. Right? Yeah. Yep. So I'm going to drain them, discard a Thoughtseize, and take their Chain Lightning. Alright, so now we know they just have Arid Mesa Mountain. Alright, so we got a couple life back there. That was pretty good. Oh, man, Collective Brutality is such a good card. I love that card so much. Okay, yeah, you get a Rift Bolt. That's cool. It's 3 to me. So their hand's Arid Mesa Mountain that we know about. Let's see what they play here. They played Mountain. That doesn't really give anything away. Parastag Pillar. Okay, that's fine. We're just going to Abrupt Decay that away, most likely. We're going to Abrupt Decay that and then play Deathrite Shaman, I think. Yeah, if Deathrite Shaman survives, that means we get to... If Deathrite Shaman survives, that means we can actually cast Triskaidekaphobia next turn, which is kind of neato burrito. Key and Deathrite. We know their hand is just a single Arid Mesa, so they have to top deck something to target this, otherwise we get this release a turn. Potentially possible to start. Okay, so I top deck a Goblin Guy, which is actually decent. We are at 13 life, so we do need to keep an eye on that. And if they attack with Goblin Guy, like I'm not blocking, so that'll put us to 11, which is fine. Okay. We get a Grove of the Burn Wills, which is really nice. You know, Punishing Fire, we can keep all their creatures at bay for pretty much ever, which would be awesome. Okay. You know, Collective Brutality, I actually would not complain about either. So here we're just going to play Wasteland. Triskaidekaphobia. It's possible I should have eaten a land and like kept Wasteland up, but I think I'm fine with this. I'm just going to attack them here, though. I want to start paying away at their life total. So they're at 17. If I get Punishing Fire, I actually Punishing Fire them and eat an instant or sorcery and put them to 13 for my next turn. So they have 2 cards in hand. We know one is still Arid Mesa. Now we have Collective Brutality on top, which is pretty awesome. So we're going to 9. We can go back up to 11, which is sweet. Eidolon. So Collective Brutality is going to kill the Eidolon. We already know what's in their hands. So it's probably just going to kill the Eidolon and gain us 2 life. So we're going to do the gain of life because we do not want to just die to this. I know I'm going to take some damage from this, so I'm not worried about that. I do want to use 2 modes on this Collective Brutality, so I cannot cast that. So I cannot cast it. Oh, hello. What's going on? Discard that. So I can't cast it using their target player reveals his or her hand, since I know it's going to miss. So we can do that. We can wait and see what happens. We're obviously going to be draining them, but should have probably... I guess there was no way to really keep up the mana to do either or, so... Goblin Guy, what does it reveal? Tarmogoyf. Okay, so that's going to handle creatures. Not going to block. Okay, we go to 8. End step. We're going to exile this. I guess doesn't really matter. Chain Light, Fire Blast is good. Go to my turn. Each player gains a life. Okay, That's fine. Oh, I could have. Oh, they still have Air Mace up. I was gonna say I could have probably actually done it so I drain them before Triskaidekaphobia resolves, but so we had Tarmogoyf on top. That's not really particularly relevant. So we're gonna put this Tarmogoyf in play to stonewall their Goblin Guide. We're at 9. I can't gain life at all right now, but at the same time, we're gonna be draining them anyway, so that's not a big deal. Another Goblin Guide. Okay. So if they attack with both here, I might actually just block both and then eat a spell, maybe. Alright, we're gonna eat a spell. And now we can start saving the gain of life thing. So they're at 13, so now they have to act with their fetch land, otherwise they'll just die. We are going to do the gain of life thing. Because it'll put them, if they fetch before this resolves, it'll put them right back to 13. If they don't fetch before this resolves, they're just dead. Okay. So we drew another wasteland, which is fine. So now we can hold up double wasteland. Okay. So now it's like on my opponent. If my opponent has like some type of bolt effect, they actually have to just bolt themselves to get themselves back off 13. So we might actually I think we're about to get a Triskaidekaphobia kill. That Wooden Foothills kind of ruins it a bit. That's obnoxious. Stop fighting those cards. Yes, they scooped. That was fun. Yeah, I mean, I think I'm fine with the way the deck is. Like, granted, they did Mulligan, and we did Thoughtseize them, and then Collector Brutality them twice. But I mean, that seems fine. Let's do this again. So we forced them into Mulligan because they had to keep drawing fetch lands, basically. This hand's kind of slow. Can I answer the first creature, get a Dark Confidant down, which I have to answer probably. I can fetch both basics out immediately, so I think I'm going to keep this. I have answers to the first 2 permanents, basically. I'd love to draw like a Collector Brutality or whatever. Yes, bring your life total closer to 13. Okay, they got a Chain Lightning on us. No, I don't think we're going to be redirecting that, since, you know, can't. Yeah, Fatal Push is not bad. I might actually have to fetch Taiga for this Punishing Fire. Worth noting. This Verdant Catacombs, I'm going to hold up. Probably just going to end up fetching Forest with this, but we'll see what happens here. La-di-da-di-da-di-da. Anyone watching, I hope you're enjoying. Their end step, okay. Taiga's fine. So now we have Taiga. I don't mind fetching out just basics here and just jamming a Dark Confidant. I mean, they can't let me have the card advantage on Dark Confidant, so they're gonna have to kill it, which means this thing is just gonna probably eat a bolt, which I'm fine with. So far we've taken a Chain Lightning and fetched twice, so we're doing pretty good. The fact we've gotten a turn 2, oh, if this is a Searing Blaze, that's kind of awkward. Okay, they didn't have Searing Blaze. I don't know what my opponent's doing. I have to assume my opponent has a bunch of lands in hand. So on their end step, they're going to Lightning Bolt, targeting me. Okay, cool. So we're at 12. Oh, that was my end step still. Okay, I see what happened there. Thought I saw this go through the whole bar. And they have Arid Mesa. Okay. Dark Confidant, triggered ability goes on the stack. What do we reveal? Collector Brutality? That's a pretty good reel. I like that. Let's start on that. I'm going to do 2 modes. I want my opponent to lose 2 life, and I want them to reveal their hand. Target. I don't particularly have a way to gain life right now, so I don't particularly want to discard this Punishing Fire. But I think the Fatal Push and Abrupt Decay are fine to have in hand, so I'm going to discard the Punishing Fire anyway, since it's the 1 card in our hand we can actually buy back. And then we can play Bayou and just hold up Fatal Push for a creature if they play one. So I'm assuming here they're probably going to Searing Blaze, Dark Confidant, or something Blood It. Okay. That's a thing. Alright, yeah, that's fine. What does this do again? Okay, so that doesn't prevent me from gaining life, which is the important part that I was thinking of. What we got here? Alright, they're fetching. What are they doing? Bolting, probably. I have to assume we're going to eat a bolt here. They're not just going to let us take it. They also have Fire Blast in hand. We're just dead, which is worth noting. Okay, so they have Price of Progress and Mountain. So we know they just have Mountain now, which is good. We dodged the Price of Progress by fetching out basics early, which is awesome. And if their top decks are just creatures at this point, we're actually pretty well set up to deal with creatures. If they play a creature here, we just gem a Triskaidekaphobia and hopefully just kill them. Taiga, not. Thoughtseize not great here. They didn't play anything, so I'm assuming they don't actually have an actual card in hand. So we're just going to play the Triskaidekaphobia. It'd be nice to still have Punishing Fire in hand, because then we could actually get our opponent. But we'll get there. We are going to probably do the gain of life modes on this, just because I am getting very low on life. So even though it would get them closer, I'd much rather do this. Yeah, pay that. Bloodstained Mire, not terrible, but not great. So I'm going to want to drop a Tarmogoyf here. So 4/5, we're almost to the point where Tarmogoyf just kills down. Alright, what's my opponent got? Pyrostack Pillar? Huh. I think... So let me think. I fetch, I go to 6. If I cast a spell into that, I go to 4. So if I kill that, I go to 4. If they cast another spell into that, they will go to 14. Huh. Yeah, I don't think I can do anything about that, really. I am going to do the gain life mode again. It's like, this is actually putting them in a position where me gaining life is actually going to be really bad for them. Tarmogoyf attack here also puts them to 13, worth noting. So if they can't kill me this turn, they're dead next turn. And I don't have to cast a single spell in the meantime, which is nice. If we're going to get Price of Progress, we fetch, fill to find, and then Wasteland ourselves. We only take 2, 3 in total. So that's pretty good. Goblin Guide puts them to 11. Oh, that's obnoxious. Okay. So I'm going to take 2 damage either way, whether I answer this or not. So I think I'm actually going to do this. I'm going to kill this Pyrostack Pillar. Okay. I'm going to Fatal Push this Goblin Guide. So we're going to be at 6 at the very least, which is good. 2 turns of gaining life with Triskaidekaphobia will kill our opponent as well. We have Lily Out of Veil on the top of our deck, which is pretty nice. Okay. So we're going to go back to 12, we're going to go back to 7. Play as Liliana. Start ticking up. Just going to discard this Thoughtseize. This Thoughtseize is pretty miserable in our hand. I don't think we're ever going to want to cast this at this point in the game. I have to assume my opponent's just on lands at this point, because I don't know why they haven't cast things otherwise. They're at 12, so I don't think we're going to attack them at this point. We're just playing defense. Do we just kill him with Tarmogoyf now? I think we just... Yeah, we just kill him with Tarmogoyf. This is a 2-turn clock. So Tarmogoyf and Punishing Fire just makes a 2-turn clock. So I think at this point we just get aggressive and just beat our opponent to death. Like, the one good top deck would have been a Price of Progress if we didn't have, like, Wasteland up. But they're just dead next turn unless they can answer our Tarmogoyf, which they can't. If they do play a creature to block or whatnot, we Punishing Fire their creature. On upkeep, we Triskaidekaphobia, each player gains life. And then, yeah, Repulse fine. Each player gains life, we buy back the Punishing Fire, shoot them with it, and then they're still just dead, I believe. So, we're actually okay. Do nothing on end step. So they're dead either way, right? I guess we can't just kill them. So we're going to do this mode. We're going to Punishing Fire them. So this will put us back up to 5. And then they'll gain a life, go back up to 6. We'll rebuy the... We can't buy back the Punishing Fire unless I fetch a non-basic. That's awkward. If I fetch a non-basic, that means I can't... Yeah, I don't know. Maybe this is wrong. I hope this isn't wrong, but... Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so our opponent scooped. We got them. We have them dead. So beat burn. That's awesome. Good start. If I'm gonna beat a deck, I'm glad it's burn right off the bat. Any of you know anything about me? I do not like burn. All right, so we're starting out 1-0. We did get lucky against burn there, though. Oh, we are in a match now, apparently. Sorry, I'm trying to tweet. Apparently I shouldn't be tweeting and streaming Mathilda. Uh-oh. I don't like the sound of that. Yeah, this hand has really nothing going on for it. Like, Dark Confidant could be nice, but our opponents play anything. Any removal is just dead in water. This hand's much better, I think. It's a little sketchy. We got a lot of mana. We got like a couple Deathrite Shamans and a Triskaidekaphobia, so I think we can keep this. Bayou's going on bottom because we absolutely do not want to draw land right now. Let's see. 2. So Pluto Delta for an Underground Sea, okay. A couple things this could be. Deathrite Shaman, probably check pile. Maybe Grixis Delver, but Life Loam's pretty good. So we're gonna see their Deathrite Shaman with our own Deathrite Shaman. I think we're gonna do it off a Bayou though, right? Yeah, we're gonna do it off a Bayou. Having access to the Grove of the Burn Wells makes me want the Bayou since that's gonna be a guaranteed green or red. Could have also just been a Badlands, but I'm actually fine with that not being a Badlands. Alright, let's get rid of this chat. So we open up the screen a bit. Track graveyards are up. Good. Okay. See what my opponent's got on their turn. I have no responses, so I'm going to pass until response. Wasteland's not terrible for us, since we do have Life Loam in hand. So if they try to Wasteland us, we can eat their land, cast Life Loam. Here's a true name, so that's a pain. The moment I saw that they had a blue with Deathrite, I was like, I think I know what this is. So I don't know what deck they're playing, but that's not great for us. So we need, like, yeah, Tarmogoyf's not quite good enough. Alright, so here I can make 3 mana. I'm going to play a Deathrite and a Tarmogoyf here. I'm going to play get Taiga with that. I want to make green sources going to cast Life Loam for sure. Let's eat their land. I don't know if they're on something like a Gurmag or whatever, so we're going to just eat their land to make sure that that's less for them to delve if that's the case. I don't really take picture with the way this is going, that's kind of like that's the case, but we'll see what happens. This Tarmogoyf looks real weak as a 1/2 right now. But we will slowly get there. So now we have double Deathrite Shaman, which means we can actually absolutely nerf their Deathrite Shaman, which is good. So Tarmogoyf grows a power and toughness there, thanks to the Brainstorm. Alright. So we got that brainstorm going. Can't believe they chose me with their true name. That's so rude. They don't want me to have fun. So I think we need... I would love to get a Liliana at some point. We need to be able to answer the Deathrite Shaman first off, naturally. If we can answer that Deathrite Shaman and get a Liliana play, that'd be very nice. Okay. Place Underground Sea. What else you got? Another true name, maybe. That'd be really unfortunate. Red mana, okay. So we're probably looking at a Bolt. Nope, not looking at a Bolt. Young Pyromancer, okay. Young Pyromancer is a little problematic. Something we're more looking at like a Grixis Delver Tempo style. Okay, we can't block a true name, so no point in choosing blockers here, right? I wish I had my Toxic Delusions right now. Ooh, piece of candy. Try to Punching Fire that. I probably should have played the Grove first to play around Daze. That wasn't smart. Yeah, they had Force anyway, so playing around Daze wasn't particularly a thing there. We can play this Grove to buy back the Punching Fire, so it'll be safe from the Deathrite Shaman. There's no lands in graveyard, which is a little awkward, so our Deathrites can't particularly do much. Okay, gonna do that. Key. So we want to keep our Punching Fire away from their Deathrite. If they do Wasteland or whatnot, we can Deathrite to like use Punching Fire to kill their Deathrite. If they try to like Deathrite eat our Grove. Definitely gotta get these Young Pyro under control though. Wasteland, target my Grove. Key. Tarmogoyf is a 2/3 now. True names cannot be stopped, so it's just gonna happen. Unfortunately. Why'd it have to be a Delver? Why couldn't that be a Ponder? Ponder would have been sweet. Get Sorcery in the yard for my Tarmogoyf? Fine with that. Dark Confidant. Okay. I gotta figure something out soon, because, yeah. I cast Life from them, targeting my Grove. It's gonna force a move from their Deathrite. If they try to eat my Grove, I would just, oh, okay. They're not gonna try to eat my Grove, cool. Alright, just play the Grove and pass turn, I guess. What are they at, 19? I'm at 12? Okay, so we got some ways to go here. I have one card in hand. Yeah, I'm fine attacking Tarmogoyf. If they make a block or whatnot, we can always make it a really bad block if they're trying to kill it. But pushing through some damage now, I'm actually perfectly fine with. Here, if they try to use their Deathrite, I'll just do it in response. What exactly do I want to do here? I think I want to just Punching Fire their Delver. But I kind of want to just get rid of their Deathrite, so I'm probably just going to Punching Fire Deathrite. I'll let the Life from them thing happen. I think I'm more concerned about that being a thing. So we'll go to 10. So if their Delver flips, we'll go to 6, we'll go to 4. So I'm actually okay with that. Does their Delver flip? Yes, it hits the Cobble Therapy. So that's 9 damage in total coming across. Next turn we can eat 2 creatures. Okay, so just 6 damage, that makes sense. So we know they have Cobble Therapy in hand. I was going to say, they're going to throw their Young Pyromancer away, huh? So on my turn, I'm just going to rebuy this Punching Fire, kill the Earring Pyro, and should I? Am I also able to? I can't also eat a creature to go to 6 life. Call therapy. It's real annoying. So they're going to take either Dark Confidant or Triskaidekaphobia. I'm actually tempted to scoop so they don't see that, because I think am I just dead anyway? Yeah, I'm just dead anyway. I'm not going to let them see anything. I'm going to scoop now so they don't get an idea of what I'm doing, really. They're probably just going to think I'm just like a weird Punishing Jund deck. I definitely want Toxic Deluge, so I want to build Answer True Name. Surgicals I don't want. Chokes I think I do want, because they seem like a slower tempo type variant. Cards I'm not exactly excited for here. Actually, I'm not excited for pretty much the Triskaidekaphobia setup. I definitely want the Dark Confidants. I want the Lilianas. I want as much ability to answer a true name as possible. So I actually think I'm boarding out combo. It's becoming like an aggressive deck. And what else do I not like here? So I'm not like a huge fan of having Life Loam here because I don't think I need it. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of just susceptible to Death Right Shaman. Yeah, I'm fine with boarding out Life Loam. So I'm boarding out combo and Life Loam. That might not be correct. I might want to keep combo because it's one of the few ways that they get a true name on board. If I can't just find like removal for it, it's one of the few ways that we can actually just beat them. This hand seems pretty good though, so I'm gonna keep it. We got Punching Fire, Deathrite, Choke, Dark Confidant. They play a fetch land, we can like turn to a choke, which is pretty fine with me. We're gonna start on Swamp, so we can't get wastelanded. So we go fetch land, Deathrite, just choke them out probably. So far from what I've seen from them, they have Young Pyromancer, they're Grixis for sure. They're probably playing True Names instead of Gurmag Anglers would be my assumption. And if they're doing that, like I'm actually fine with this. I'm assuming it's going to eat a bolt here. Yeah, it's a bolt. Yeah, that's fine. Our Dark Confidant will hopefully just take over the game. That's cool with me. Okay. Badlands. Let's play some Dark Bob here, right? Dark Bob. There we go. Alrighty. Next time we're going to probably just jam a choke on him. Though no lightning bolt, that's a little unfortunate, but that's probably fine. If they spend their first couple turns just answering the creatures I'm dropping, I'm actually okay with that. Yeah, another bolt. Wow, they didn't see a single bolt first game, and then they got 2. Yeah, they're not tapping this and playing another threat. So here we are just going to try and jam a choke, probably. Like, it's possible it could have been better to hold up for Punching Fire. I'm assuming this might get Spell Pierce as well. We didn't show a whole lot that they'd want to Spell Pierce, so I don't know if they would have brought it in even. This might have just been... Okay, yeah, it's just Spell Pierce. Okay. That sucks. Well, we still have double Punching Fire for the first couple threats. Their draw has lined up very well to ours so far, unfortunately. Double Bolt was real good. We do have Wasteland, so we also take them off mana next turn anyway. So we actually have a lot of good stuff going for us here. They just drop a true name here, though, we're like, sad face. That's right. So now we can Wasteland and Punching Fire them. If they Wasteland us, that's actually okay. They hit our Bayou. Okay, cool. Yeah, you're gonna be stuck on 1 mana. I think we want to take them off the red source. We do want to play around Daze, right? Alright, we're going to play around Daze a little bit. If they have Spell Pierce, it's going to be really awkward that we didn't kill this, but... Yeah, okay, now we're just going to take them off that. Nope, not mana. Stop tapping for mana. There we go. Take them off the red source, keep them off Young Pyro. It also keeps them off like a potential next turn true name if they draw it. Them being stuck on 1 mana is also nice. We have the other Punishing Fire, otherwise hitting this to keep them off Deathrite might have been correct. Keeping off Deathrite might have actually just been correct in general. We do have another Punishing Fire, but that might not be good enough. And they're finding more land, so... Yeah, their draw is lining up to ours pretty well. What do you got? Huh? What you got? Got a Ponder? Okay, that's cool. Well, I couldn't do that with Underground Seas beyond me. I figured Underground so you can hit Deathrite, so they want to keep the Black Source up instead. And on ground, so you cast Deathrite or Delver. What do we got here? Deathrite? Okay. Yeah, we're going to Punishing Fire that as well. Love to find a Grove of the Burn Willows. Can pretty much lock them off creatures for the rest of the game. Finding that life from them now actually wouldn't be bad either. Yeah. We're going to Punishing Fire that away too. Eat my Punishing Fire. 2 cards in hand now. Alright. So Abrupt Decay Lancer, pretty much anything they can play except for True Name at this point. True Name would certainly be very unfortunate. Love to. They've been digging a lot. I'd love to be able to find another Dark Confidant at this point, because hopefully they don't have removal. With another Dark Confidant, the card advantage can just take away the game. But I don't know if that's going to be the case. What's this? Ziggy Mondays. Mondays? Ziggy Mondays? Thank you for following me on Twitch. I hope I did not just butcher your name. Hope you're all enjoying the content. I know I'm having fun. My opponent's end step, I have nothing. Ooh, piece of candy. Alright, so we are going to wasteland the black source this time. Love to find a life from them just to keep them off mana, but that's not happening yet, so Abrupt Decay is going to eat this Delver. They have 2 cards in hand, I have none. But I also have 3 land, and they have 1, so there. They have Brainstorms, though, and we don't have that. I guess top decking a Sylvan Library would be okay with me. I would not mind that whatsoever. Sylvan Library here is a pretty good card. I might have heard wrong, though. Who knows? My opponent finds another land. It's going to be very unfortunate. We've gotten them off a lot of lands so far. So they keep finding lands. It's going to be very unfortunate and very surprising. We got 1, 2... I guess we've only hit an Underground Sea and a Volcanic Island. They've used a Wasteland. They've used 3 fetches to find those lands as well, so they're very light on lands and very high on fetches. That also limits their chances of finding more, so that's kind of cool. Or the Fatal Push for their next. Let's see what they're sitting on. I'm kind of curious. I have to assume they have like True Name, maybe some removal in hand. They have True Name and some removal. We're probably just taking the removal, so if we draw something like a Dark Confidant, we could stick it without having to worry about losing it. So they're going to force pitch a Snapcaster Mage. Which means they're definitely either sitting on True Name or removal. I don't know why they would do that, because if they can just let us take like a True Name when they're stuck on 1 mana, that's not that bad. I'm very curious what the card in their hand they're protecting so hard is, though. I have to assume it's removal. Hey, look, another Thoughtseize. Alright. You want to force this one too? Go for it. Surgical targeting Punishing Fire. Okay, sure. 1 more in the deck. Got 1 more in the graveyard. Look, my opponent knows how to use the Surgical, unlike us. I don't know how to use Surgical very well at all. I wonder if the Surgical is what they were protecting in the first place, which I'm not sure why they would just fire off the Surgical in the first place, if that was the case. Okay. Sorry, Thoughtseize most likely resolves here. I'm fine if they have another Force and Blue card. Yeah, they have Bolt in hand. I figured they were trying to protect removal, but... So No Rod? Okay, No Rod does literally 0 against us, right? Do I have artifacts to do things in this deck? You'd think I would know my deck list better, but... I don't even have artifacts in this deck. I don't know why they boarded a No Rod in the blind. Like, if we sure were a Jund deck, I don't know why you boarded No Rod there. So I don't know if my opponent's just crazy or what. Hey, what's up? Alkazan, I don't remember who you are. I am a horrible, horrible, horrible host. So Punishing Fire is now not online. Those are gone. They might think I'm a weird 2-card Monty deck. Yeah, I mean, that's... I kind of am a 2-card Monty deck. I have Triskadekaphobias and Tree Traditions. They didn't see any of those game 1. I scooped game 1 because they were going to look at my hand. And they clearly had me dead. So we're going to cast this Thoughtseize, see what they've drawn. Kolaghan's Command, Force of Will. Oh, Force of Will is super tempting to take. So if we draw Pressure next turn, they draw a blue card. They can just force it. They can't cast Kolaghan's Command, so I think we just take... Oh, yeah, Orin, it's you. Yeah, I think we just take the Force of Will. I want to take the Kolaghan's Command, but pretty much any creature we draw. Yeah, Tarmogoyf's the only one that doesn't die to Kite Command, which is fine. They're still stuck on 1 mana, which means they're not casting anytime soon. We're finding the removal half of our deck, which is nice, but I'd love to find some more answers. Love to find some creatures. Dark Confidant would be great right now. Oh, look, they found a tropical island. Sweet. So they're now 1 mana away from Kolaghan's Command. We're finding land. That's not good. Oh, and Evil Man's here too. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Appreciate it. I got burned to concede to a pending Triskaidekaphobia kill. Alright, so they're probably in the K command. We discard. They return a creature. They might just wait till end of turn, though, for that. I don't know if I would just jam it if I were them. This could also just be a true name they're jamming right now. True name I can't particularly answer. We do have 3 Liliana on the deck still, plus 2 Toxic Deluge. So we can easily answer a true name. I don't know why they would just fetch like that, though. Okay, Deathrite. So they have K commands, so we don't particularly just want to jam this Deathrite. But we do want to limit the modes they can use K command for, so I guess we're fine jamming Deathrite here. This does also force them to just use the K command. I don't like jamming Deathrite into K command, but I don't think we really have a choice. They're probably just going to buy back creature and shock our Deathrite. If they didn't do that, they'd just buy back a creature and make us discard. If they buy back a creature, I'm fine. I have all the removal in the world, so. Okay. Oh, they chose me to discard? Wow. I'm going to keep their Abrupt Decay in my hand. I don't. Huh. Interesting. I was definitely expecting them to get a creature back. So we don't know about this K command anymore because it's not there. Don't know what my opponent is currently doing. The joy of not knowing. Oh, my opponent's paying cost for something. What are you paying cost for? Another Kolaghan's Command. So I'm assuming we're discarding, they're returning. Yeah, there it is. So they're getting back a Deathrite Shaman. Now we've discarded both our removal. So it might have actually been correct to just keep our Deathrite Shaman in hand and just discard it. Drawn another land, which is really sucky. Ugh. What the hell is this? Oh, that shows I'm yielding. Okay, I got it. We can't do anything on their turn anyway, so I'm just going to have 6. So they've gotten rid of a bunch of our removal, and now they've got a Deathrite in play. There's a Ponder. Man. Double K command, one after another. That's pretty good. Delver. Okay. Okay, so we can keep them off mana basically for the rest of the game. We just need to top deck like a Toxic Deluge to answer these 2 creatures, but... Alright. Well, let's hope for Toxic Deluge, I guess. It'd be nice if we had a Tabernacle in here. Tabernacle would be delightful right now if that was in play. I have nothing to do on your turn. You got it. Surgical Extraction. Okay. Great. Another Surgical. Awesome. I guess Deathrite can still add some mana for him here or there. But they're just gonna... They're just beaten. Oh, boy. Going for the beats. Collective Brutality. Okay. I will kill your Delver. That's fine. We know one of the cards in hand is Surgical. So we're not going to get forced here. We can pay for days, so that's not relevant. Okay, now he's going to answer with single Deathrite with 6 life left. If I can't answer single Deathrite with 6 life left, it's going to be real sad because our deck is mostly removal. They can absolutely wasteland me if they want. Alright, they have Surgical in hand, so if we do draw 1 of life from them, we do not want to target 2 wastelands because they'll just Surgical on both. Oh, look at that. Die! Deathrite Shaman, die! Yeah, if our opponent has days, it's definitely 100%. I'm just saying we can definitely pay for days, so we're definitely going to resolve the joke, which is fine. So our opponent's stuck on just Wasteland right now. Grove of the Burn Wills feels real bad when they already took care of our Punishing Fire. Though Grove would have been real good earlier. If I continue drawing land, I will likely just start holding them. Now I'm thinking about it, because I do have Lilianas in this deck. So I do want to make sure that I can discard things that are not removal spells if I start drawing removal and Lilianas. So I'm just going to start holding on to these lands. We're just going to play the Draw-Go game for a little while, I guess. Yep. Hey, Lilianaville, speak of the devil. There's a good chance they probably have Force by now, though. No, I guess not. Each player discards a card. I guess I should have probably played that tag out. Oh well. We got plenty of mana up, so I'm not worried about that. Yeah, let's see what my opponent ended up discarding. What's this revealed thing? Surgical? Okay. Opponent discards Ponder, which I guess makes sense. So I don't want to tap down for a Ponder. They do get another blue source that they need to tap. I wonder if my opponent can actually beat a Choke Resolved. I don't know. You can eventually get that stupid Surgical Extraction out of their hand. It'd be real nice. I don't think we particularly care about what's in our graveyard currently, but I do want to pay attention to what they're discarding. So I discard True Name, which certainly makes sense, given the sport state. I don't mind drawing Thoughtseize into... Look, Fledgestrand. I wouldn't mind drawing Thoughtseize into, like, Dark Confidant. Bolt, no. Young Pyromancer. Okay, that's... doesn't seem great. Do they have... They can cast Surgical, so they get at least one token. What are they targeting with Surgical? Abrupt Decays? There's 3 in my graveyard, so I've already used all my Abrupt Decays. So that's kind of irrelevant. I mean, they do just at least get around my Liliana a bit. What else do I have left? I have like 1 Fatal Push. They've already got my Punishing Fires. That's good on them. Let's see what else I have left. 1 Fatal Push, 2 Toxic Deluge, another Collective Brutality. I have 1 Life Flow in here. So they've used the Surgical now, which is nice. Okay. Hey, look, lands. Sweet. I'm so happy I keep drawing lands. That's the best. So if I minus Liliana, target them, they sack an Elemental. I have no more fetchable sources in my deck for Bloodstained Mire. I have Forest Double Grove left. 1 Wasteland, 2 Verdict Catacombs, 2 more Bloodstained Mires. That's the best. I can't picture how they could have gotten any better. So I'm going to just make them sacrifice a creature. They're obviously going to sacrifice the Elemental. They put my Lily down to 1. I can't particularly... I guess I could just keep ticking up and force them to just attack my Liliana for a few turns, but... I don't know. I think that's close. It's probably better just to make them discard, but... It really sucked that I don't have any more fetchable sources, and I keep drawing lands. 27 cards left. I have, what, 6 lands left in my deck? So the odds of drawing land again are very unlikely. Okay. I'm being attacked by Young Pyromancer? Oh my god, I'm really low in life, that's why. Okay, that's not good. I guess that's a good thing. I drew another Grove of the Burn Wills. Perfect! Alright, well, my opponent's just going to lose their Young Pyromancer now. They have another spell, good on them, they got it. Really? Another friggin' Surgical Extraction? You're a loser. Screw you. Yeah, so we just lost that. Alright. What a loser. Double Surgical. That means 3 Surgical Extractions they saw that game. My opponent can go to hell. Alright, we're going to go right into the next match. That was stupid. Found so many lands I probably had all their surgicals to pair with their young pyromancers through a choke. That's crap. I'm so mad about that. I'm gonna keep this hand. This is fine. They're on the play? Cool. I mean, like, on 12 posts and in this deck, I have 3 surgicals in my sideboard. Like, I know why they boarded in surgical. Okay, so we're probably against infect. Like, I know why they boarded in surgical. I just don't particularly agree with it. Like, it just sucked they found all 3. Like, and 2 of them was when they had the young pyromancer. So, like, it was kind of annoying, you know? I'm gonna Thoughtseize them here. If this is infect and they're light on creatures, this Thoughtseize could be enough to just get them. Yeah, so they still have Inkmoth Nexus, which is going to be really hard for us to beat. They also have crop rotation. Love to be able to find a wasteland at this point, but we're going to take the Blighted Agent. Okay, so they had 2 brainstorms, crop rotation, Inkmoth in hand. They don't have enough to particularly kill us, which is nice. And we'll be able to just put this Deathrite into play without having to worry. If I can draw a Punishing Fire, we have Grove, so I think that we'll be in really good shape if we get that going. So we're seeing the Inkmoth now. So if we do find a wasteland, we do have to be careful because they can just crop rotate their Inkmoth away. I'm gonna want to be able to keep up Fatal Push, so we're gonna use this for the Deathrite. Oh man, why are they adding green? Blue? Brainstorm response. Okay. So at this point, Fatal Push only happens if we have to pick a fight over something. And until they use some type of shuffle effect like their crop rotation or whatever, we're going to keep these cards up. No, not F6, F2. We want to pass into response. We don't want to just let them do whatever they want. So they're drawing one of the 2 cards, so we know they still have access to at least one of these, if not both of them. Ponder's new card we did not know about. So we're really going to try and draw into an actual kill here. We're going to see what they do with those. Chooses not to shuffle their library, so they must have drawn some cards that can possibly kill us. Probe. Sure, you get a probe. This will give away that they're playing around with Fatal Push. Let's see. Oh, they're going to see our Trader Petition? Ooh, we're going to give a lot away here. So odds are they still have both of these cards in hand. They haven't shuffled at all. So odds are these 2 are both in hand at this point. One of these could be like the next card on top of their library. So Punishing Fire is pretty good. I'm going to start by Punishing Firing that. I'll make them feel like we tapped out. And then we just play a land and keep up Fatal Push for like Inkmoth if they just try to combo kill and go all in on us. If they only have access to 1 green source, it also means like they can't just like Vines plus Kick in response to Fatal Push. So there is that as far as the play goes, and Fatal Push naturally doesn't care about power and toughness. So it's pretty good. There's the Brainstorm we did know about. So now they just have crop rotation that we knew about. They try to just daze me, I'll just Deathrite, eat their land. And again, we can still play Swamp and hold up. Really nice way to wasteland in hand right now. Not that they can't like make mana to crop rotate away their Moth Nexus, but oh well. We don't have to use Deathrite to pay for days or anything like that. I'm just going to play the Grove of the Burnwell so we can buy this back. And if we have to Fatal Push Inkmoth access, we have access to Deathrite on their... Ooh, they have Delve cards, though. So that's something I have to pay attention to. So I might actually just play this Verdant Catacombs. They could just become elements, that's a thing. They can't currently because they're out of mana. Well, I do suppose if they're stuck on just this one green source, I'm not too scared about the become elements, so maybe I'm just overthinking this. So let me think, if they're stuck on just this green source, they can't Vines and become immense. So we play Grove. We can buy back Punishing Fire. Yeah, I think we gotta play the Verdant Catacombs. I don't think that I can just use that. I can play Grove next turn and buy back Punishing Fire if I have to. If they play like a Glistener Elf or Blighted Agent or whatnot. So I think I'm fine with just doing this. Yeah, exactly, Oren. Sorry, I just was thinking out loud and then saw your message. Glad we're on the same page, though. Makes me feel like I'm not completely stupid. I mean, I probably am still completely stupid, but... Okay, they drew another land, which is unfortunate. They still haven't found a... They still haven't found a shuffling, a way to shuffle. So they still at least have access to crop rotation, either in their hand currently, or it's the next card on top of the library. I'd have to assume it's in their hand, because they'd want to keep it as protection if we have Wasteland for their Inkmoth access. Sylvan Library seems like a very good card here. I'll play this Grove of the Burn Willows. I'm going to play Sylvan Library. Since we're against Infect, we'll get to draw a lot of cards, which is awesome. Oh, if greed with me gives you smart points. Well, you're certainly smarter than I am, Warren, so it gives me some sort of point. I don't know if it's a smart point, but it's a point. So now we get to draw cards just with vengeance. We just draw all the cards with Sylvan Library. I guess being a deck that's mostly removal is pretty good in this matchup. Alright, so now they have a shuffle, but we know that they would have drawn the crop rotation by now, because they've drawn every card that they've looted through and cantrip through, so... Alright. Inky's becoming a creature. And I can't just fire off Fatal Push, I can't buy back Punishing Fire and use it. If I do either of those things, I'm just dead. So I have to pick a fight if they do anything before damage. Vigorate. Okay, they have another Vigorate. I'm probably just dead. Because they have another Invigorate and Vines. I am just dead. Berserk? Okay. We're going to do this. We're going to hope, if they crack this fetch in response, I'm just going to Fatal Push this. Because I want to make sure I can get them with Fatal Push while they don't have potentially Vines up, because they do know about our Fatal Push. Alright, so now their shields are completely down. So they fetched. They took the bait. So they fetched. So now that their shields are down, we're going to exile our Verdant Catacombs, make a black, and Fatal Push their Inkmoth Nexus. Because now they definitely cannot... They have to have Force or Daze. They don't have Force or Daze, we got it. If they had Force or Daze in the first place, we were probably just dead. So we're going to hit this Inkmoth now. Alright, we got it. Good. Awesome. Whew. So I'm bringing in the 4th Abrupt Decay. I think Choke's a little slow. That scoop, though? Yeah. I mean, I think they had to scoop at that point. I think Combo's really slow. I don't think we want to try and combo them, honestly. I think that's pretty obvious, but I think we do want the Chokes. Deed is probably not great, but it's also seems fine. So let's see if we got something for Deed here. What am I not huge on here? I think I'm actually fine with everything that's on the deck. I could probably trim a Liliana. I don't think she's that necessary. I like Choke for restricting their mana, though. They don't just kill me like it's going to be a really long game for them. That's going to be very grindy. We can probably just run away with. So I think I'm fine with this. Life for them might be a little sketchy, but having Life for them Wasteland against that deck's pretty good. One of the creatures they have that's most difficult for us to interact with is Inkmoth Nexus. And I think we're going to want to be able to Wasteland and rebuy Wasteland. So, this hand's dog crap. We don't have nearly enough land to actually run a... Oh, look at that. No land. That's perfect. One land and Fatal Push. I think we just have to keep this. Oh, look, land. Perfect. So now we can play Dark Confidant. We can play Fatal Push. We can play Punishing Fire. Cast Tarmogoyf. So our hand's pretty much open with that top deck land. Noble Hierarchy. I'm tempted to just Fatal Push that right off the bat to restrict their mana, but I don't think that's correct, so I'm not going to do that. It might be correct. Is it correct? I only have 2 pieces of interaction. I'm going to wait until their turn. If on their turn they don't play another land, and we get to their end step, I'm going to probably fetch in a turn and just Fatal Push their Noble Hierarchy to keep them short on mana. If they have a bunch of lands in hand, yeah. Like, if they have a bunch of lands in hand, I don't think it's worth it to just hit this Noble Hierarch. Right. So I definitely need a black source. We're going to buy you. They could, if they crop rotate like into an Inkmoth Nexus and just have the kill in hand, I'm actually like, whatever. That's just how Magic works sometimes. But I want to get this Dark Confidant on board, hopefully get some card advantage going, and hopefully just get online. We're very cold to crop rotation here, absolutely. But I mean, if they have crop rotation, they have like Vines and combo, we're just dead anyway. So yeah, I don't think we can play around that either. Yeah, if they have like crop rotation, they have like, you know, protection and pump spells. Like, you know, what do you get the nerd that has everything, really? Yeah, crop rotation here, yeah. I kind of figured this might happen, but it doesn't necessarily it also doesn't necessarily mean we're dead. Like, these 4 cards have to be like exactly Invigorate Berserk, I think. Which, I mean, if it's Invigorate Berserk or double Invigorate, we're probably just dead anyway, so I'm actually fine with losing to that if that's the case. Wasteland. You jerk. Usually you have to go dig into that. Surprised they use Noble Hierarch mana for that. Pulling up Wasteland, I think, is indicative of them not having the kill here. I feel like that would be like a more defensive play. Yeah, so they're doing chip damage right now. So yeah, definitely. Life for Loam is real bad here. Need more land. We found all the land at last round. Yeah, I know using Noble to activate Inkmoth Nexus is fairly normal, but when you play Wasteland and you're not just using the like Noble for pump spells and whatnot, I feel like when you only have access to 2 green, you probably just use one of the color source to activate, so you have more access to like Vines of Vastwords, things of that nature. I mean, we can't just tap out here because we may just be dead if we do. Like, I'm tempted to put a Tarmogoyf on board. I'm also tempted to put a Sylvan Library on board. Sylvan Library might be correct. I'm going to attack with Dark Confidant at the very least. I don't think that... Yeah, our opponent didn't Wasteland us, which was not... Oh, I guess we can loan, get back Bloodstained Mire, so I might actually do that. So we get back the Bloodstained Mire, we can keep Fatal Push online. Now if we just get Wasteland here, we're just screwed. Hopefully our opponent doesn't notice that, but I don't think our opponent's going to think about the fact that we might not have a land drop because we haven't gone past our second end step. Yeah, we'll likely get wastelanded next turn. I mean, we might just get wastelanded this turn, quite frankly. If they wasteland us, I'll probably just punching fire their noble hierarch. Because if they are just doing chip damage at this point, them losing Exalted is actually pretty good for us. I don't know what my opponent's waiting on. I'm assuming my opponent's trying to figure out if we're stuck on land, if they should wasteland us now, or what they're trying to figure out is beyond me. I really want to get the Sylvan Library on board, but we really need that extra land. So, yeah. They have days here, they just get us. If they have days here, we're dead anyways, with like Fatal Push and whatnot, so yeah, whatever. Alright, well, let's see if we're just dead or not. If they knew that we were short on land, they might have just wastelanded like our Bayou. It keeps us off 2 mana for Punishing Fire, and it keeps us off black mana for Fatal Push. That's obviously only if they knew we were on like the 2 land. Doing it during combat means we can't just cast Delay from home, so that would have probably been correct to waste on. Like, they lose their Noble Hierarch, but we don't have removal up for their Inkmoth Nexus. Could just be possible my opponent's on like the comments and crap like that, and we're just super dead anyway. I will likely fetch a basic with this. Yeah, so they're animating Inkmoth Nexus with Wasteland, which means they likely have something like a Vines of Vastwood in hand, because they want to hold up the extra green. Times like these, I wish I had Snuff out in this deck. I'm actually happy to start aggressively dredging with Life Alone. Trying to get some more lands in play, trying to get some like Grove of the Burn Willows to Grove and buy back Punishing Fire. So let me think. To have Invigorate, that's going to be 6 coming through. That put us to 8, so I don't care about that. They tap down for a Vine, so I'm obviously going to have to Fatal Push in response to that. But, like, going to 8 is fine with me. I'm okay with, like, end of turn. I'm okay with after combat trying to Fatal Push this Inkmoth Nexus. Another Inkmoth Nexus. Well, that's really unfortunate. So we're going to get basic Swamp here. Let's see here. Swamp. Let's try and Fatal Push this. Alright, so now we're 1 attack with Exalted away from just dying, which is unfortunate. So far, we can dredge to a wasteland. That'd be great. I'd love to just get a wasteland in this Inkmoth Nexus. It'd also give us the ability to hold up wasteland and force them to make the first move. So we flipped a Tarmogoyf, which is fine. We didn't find any more land with that Life Alone, which is obnoxious. I'm the luckiest boy in the world. Found all land against Grixis Delver, and then died. Couldn't find land against Inkmoth. I might just die. We are up a game, so we do have another game in the event that this does go so far south that we're just dead. We got bad lands. I'm just going to Punishing Fire this stupid Noble Hierarch now. Keep him restricted on the green mana, and... Okay, so they're going to protect the Noble Hierarch. So we are just dead. So they wouldn't be able to do that regardless next turn, so we're just dead. Alright, I'm going to take a quick bathroom break while we're in between games. I might bring in Nature's Claims, we'll see. Alrighty. I don't know if I'm actually a big fan of these chokes. I think actually Nature's Claim might be better, but Nature's Claim is just so narrow against so many of their cards. I'm gonna try 2 Nature's Claim and drop a choke. I think choke is still a little bit. Choke might actually be a little bit sketchy on like as far as restricting their mana. If we're not just dead, we can play a Dark Confidant, draw some cards. Get a choke on board, get a deed on board. I'm gonna try it. Start with a value pass. It's that moment where our opponent just goes turn 1, Glycerin Elf. Yep, we're gonna give it away. You're gonna see our choke and our deed. Hoping my opponent kept a really sketchy hand just because they thought they could just turn 1 probe, draw an extra card, and get there, but we'll see what happens, I guess. If I seem like I'm squirmy tonight, I apologize. My sciatic nerve's been acting really bad, and my back's been really sore. Oh, my vision's kind of blurry too, so this might help that. Ah, there we go. The glasses. Much clearer now. So regular forest, because they saw our choke. This is probably going to be no hierarch. Oh, no, Glycer Elf, okay. Cute moment that Dark Confidant can block a Glycer Elf. Yeah, so the fact they have access to probe, we probably should just board out this last choke. Hope we don't have to block here so we can start drawing some extra cards with our Dark Confidant. Deed's going to be really slow here. Okay. What are you giving us, Dark Confidant? Dark Confidant with Dark Confidant. Awesome. Perfect. So I'm just going to Wasteland the Syncmoth Nexus, so it's something we don't have to worry about. They can't do anything about it. They also don't have access to days right now. I'm going to try and play a Tarmogoyf. Well, not try to play a Tarmogoyf. I don't play a Tarmogoyf. Probably just wanted as many creatures to block as we can. Might have been correct just to play a second Dark Confidant so we can start pushing some damage with our first. But I don't want to take a chance of just dying to like random like Dismember or something. Like if we attack, they get dismembered, and then they just kill us. Might be playing a little bit too safe, but another Inkmoth Nexus. Alright, so our opponent seems to be pretty flooded. They will have access to blue because Noble Hierarch. Our Dark Confidant should slowly start running away with the game. So next turn, I think here we just play the Deed. Hope our opponent doesn't just daze us. If I drew like a life from him or something, I'd probably just play life from him, get Wasteland back. You can block our Glycer Elf for days pretty much. Okay, so we drew Thoughtseize was revealed. I wish I had a black source. I'm gonna try and play the Deed. They can't just counter the. If they don't just counter the Deed here, yeah, they're probably gonna Spell Pierce or Daze, whatever. Yeah, you got it. Cool. So we're not safe from the Glycerin Elf. We're safe from Glycerin Elf, but we're not safe from Inkmoth Nexus. They have 4 cards left in hand. Hopefully none of them are particularly anything that just kills us. Again, we're getting a little screwed on land. We have been able to hit all our land drops at least, but we've been drawing extra cards for 3 turns now. Okay, attack with the Glycerin Elf. I will block with the Tarmogoyf. Plays a 4/5. Okay. They're like a random Distortion Strike here. That'd be real sad for me. This is now game 3, yes. Yeah, we're on game 3. Game 2 we got Superman. Oh, you saw game 2. Um, yeah, game 1 we won. Game 2 we got Superman screwed. They eventually just came away with it. Yeah, Invigorate's just to take care of the Tarmogoyf probably. They have Berserk here too. It's just 12. Another Invigorate. Oh my god. They have Berserk here as well. That's gonna be really unfortunate. Those will be 20 infect trample. So we can absorb 5 and we'll take 15. Become immense. Like they have to have Berserk if they're doing that, right? My opponent has. You're a dick. What a dick! Talk about the overkill. Jesus. What an asshole. So they made a 32-16 creature to trample through my Tarmogoyf that was a 4/5. Apparently they just felt the need to show off as much as possible. Like, hey, look at the size of my Johnson. Like, we drew like crap and then they got that, so good for them. Like, we died with a Dark Confidant in play and 3 in hand, so. I guess I can't really say much because, well, I guess in all fairness, I can say something. I was gonna say like I've like cast Emrakul, bounce it back to my hand of Crocus, and cast it again. It was an opponent that wouldn't scoop to Emrakul Crocus in the first place, so that's fair. I think I had no reason to believe I wasn't just dead there, so that I was actually dead, so they didn't have to do the overkill. That was kind of a dick move, but whatever. Good for them. I got to wave their dick around. I'm happy with them. This hand could be really sketchy. Definitely need to draw either another mana source or have this Death Rite survive. We are on the draw, so I'm actually just going to mulligan. If I was on the play, I'd be more tempted to keep. This hand sucks horribly. This hand's even worse. Yeah, sure. Awesome. Grove, Collector Brutality. So we can turn 2 Collector Brutality, discarding a Punishing Fire, and buying it back with Grove eventually. That's awesome. Mulligan to 4, not really where we want to be, but that's where we are, so not much we can do about that. I'm going to start on this Bloodstained Mire, because I do not want to just like to draw more land if I can. I also don't want to leave myself open to Wasteland with my Grove in play. If opponent plays a creature here, chances are we can Collector Brutality, kill the creature, hopefully take a card from their hand, discarding the Punishing Fire to just rebuy back with the Grove and Burn Willows. So we're playing something green-black that leads on Basic Forest. Probably Junk, maybe Nick Fit with the Green Sun's Zenith. Nope, Elves. Of course. Well, I'm fine with that. So we're gonna need Black Source. Fine with Bayou. We're gonna Collector Brutality. That's gonna get -2/-2. We're gonna see if they have another Green Sun or something in their hand. That discarding Punishing Fire. Yeah, I need another land really bad. But yeah, we definitely could not ask for better for against Elves. So they have Nissa Vital Force and Eldritch Visionary in hand. So we're leaving them with that in hand. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like, I would love another land to get Grove Punishing Fire online. I don't know if we Stone win, because Nissa Vital Force is still a really good card. I love a Collector Brutality could just hit a Nissa Vital Force, but I guess, like, we can still Punishing Fire, like, use Grove Punishing Fire to keep Nissa in check. But we need to basically draw, like, runner lands at this point. And we drew a Tarmogoyf. I think Tarmogoyf is real good, but I actually think Dark Confidant's better here. Because at this point, we probably just want to draw some cards. So we know they have Misty and Nissa. So at this point, we definitely just want to draw cards with Dark Confidant. Man. Another Wild Symbiote. That's going to be a pretty good draw engine with this. So we know about Misty and Nissa in hand for them. Goyf will definitely help with Nissa, but I definitely want Dark Confidant first to start actually getting, like, to actually start drawing into our deck and finding relevant cards. This definitely has to go though. I can even find. I'm even fine just finding 2 lands here. At this point, I'm actually fine like finding land, buying back Punishing Fire, discarding Punishing Fire, and land to Collective Brutality to like kill, eat something, maybe take a spell from their hand, and then drain for 2 just to get a little bit of padded life total from the Dark Confidant ability. So we revealed Wasteland with that. Fudge. I think, yeah, I definitely want to get this. I just want to get this Wired Symbiote off the board at least. I'm going to buy back Punishing Fire. We'll play that Tarmogoyf next turn, but I definitely think that I want to get a little bit more set up. Might have been correct to just buy back Punishing Fire and then use Collective Brutality, but I at least need to get that stupid Symbiote off the board. Heritage Druid? Okay, not great for us, but not bad. So all we know about is Nissa in hand. They only have 2 elves. Another elf will give them 3, 4, 5. Another 1-man elf gives them 5 mana for Nissa. A Guy's Cradle also gives them 5 mana for Nissa. Alright, that doesn't quite give them 5 mana for Nissa. They'll be 1 short. Ground Ranger, they have not made a land drop yet. Now they've made a land drop. So 3, 4, use this. 5. I don't know what my opponent's doing right now. If we top deck a Thoughtseize, that'd be great here. No, double land now. Okay. Now that we've used our Collective Brutality, double land seems good. Let's see. Alright, well, here I think we definitely have to play Tarmogoyf. I want as many red sources as possible at this point. I think we want to get this Heritage Druid off the table. I think first and foremost. So that's pretty much where most of their mana is. It's pretty much where most of their mana production is going to be right now. Like, they can still make 5 and 6 if they want to next turn, but they're going to be able to make that much anyway. We don't want them to go make 8 to just drop a Crater Hoof. So they have 2 cards in hand. We know one is Nissa. We don't know the others because they've done a bunch of Elvish Visionaries. Alright, they got another stupid Dryad Arbor. I would love a Producer Steed right now, but those are that one's sideboard. Tox Deluge should be sweet too. So they're getting 3, 4, 5, Bounce Forest, Play 4 is 6. 7. Okay. This is pretty good. Starting 186, that's ridiculous. Starting is 5, she goes to 6, is what I meant to say. Return target permanent card from your graveyard to your hand. You can see them returning a Wire. Yeah, okay. Wirewood Symbiote coming back. So we're going to Punishing Fire away this Nissa, and we'll probably Abrupt Decay the Wirewood Symbiote. Sweep Effect would obviously be ideal here, but can't always get what you want, so there's that. Okay. I don't know why they just up. Does it have to be a up to untap target creature? So could just untap Dryad Arbor, which would have also given them 1 more mana to play Wired Symbiotes. I don't know why they chose to untap their Elvish Visionary. My opponent just maybe new to the deck, or I don't know. It's weird. I feel like I kind of just got a gimme there for my opponent, which is good. Okay, so I'm like buyback, Punishing Fire, cast Punishing Fire, play Deathrite. I can buy back Punishing Fire, cast Punishing Fire, and Abrupt Decay, or I could use Fatal Push and Deathrite Shaman. I think I'm gonna do the Fatal Push and Deathrite Shaman though. I'm gonna get rid of this Crown Ranger. And Punishing Fire is gonna kill their Nissa. Do not want that on board. Okay. We're going to use this for Punishing Fire. Red, Punishing Fire, target you, redirect at Nissa. So we know they have a Wirewood Symbiote in hand. We do not know the other card. So we need to be able to cast Deathrite. And again, we want as many red sources as possible here, so we're going to get a Taiga for that. Yes. I'm going to keep my Tarmogoyf untapped just in case. We need blockers. Here's that symbiote we knew about. So I'm going to start their draw engine up a bit. Next turn, the symbiote clearly dies. Yep. Oh boy. Can't stand little green men. They annoy the crap out of me. Is that 2 mana they have access to? Alright, so I got Green Senzieth, probably for Hydra Druid, which means I can make 3. I have 1 creature left over. They cast another 1 mana elf. They can make 3 again. I have 1 floating after that, so they can make 4. If they have a natural order here, I might just be dead. I guess I have no way to untap a creature, so it's just the Kratos attacking me. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if this last card is a natural order, which it might be, because I don't know the contents of their hand anymore, like I gotta dismiss that, because I've already seen the Missile Vital Force, that's gone. So this and this can still attack this turn. So if they have a natural order, they tap these 3. This one taps when they cast natural order, they sack probably one of these newer elves. We have Craterhoof and Nettle Sentinel to cast it. It's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 16. 5 is 21, and then 2 is 23. I can only block 6, 7, 8, 9 of it. Yeah, so I'd be super dead if they had natural order there. I don't know exactly what they were doing there, considering the fact they didn't really do much after that. Liliana's not great, but it can get the last card in their hand, so if it is something like a natural order, I don't have to worry about dying to that. We're going to buy back this Punishing Fire, though. We're going to start on a Symbiote. And then we're probably going to Abrupt Decay the Heritage Druid. Not tempted to go after the mana at all. I think it's gaining life or draining my opponent better. I think gaining life's better at this point with Deathrite Shaman. Man. We're fighting an uphill battle here. Elves just go so wide. So we're definitely going to start eating creatures out of the graveyard with Deathrite Shaman, especially if they try to like gem Nissa Vital Force here and rebuy a creature again. Yeah. So if they -3 this, we're just going to eat a creature from their graveyard that they target. And then again, Punishing Fire will hit Nissa Vital Force. So I'm glad I kept the tag up for that. Come on, elves. What are you doing? If they're going to buy back anything, it's probably Wired Symbiote, maybe Heritage Druid. I assume Wired Symbiote, though. That has to be correct. Wired Symbiote with Elvish Visionary, when you're grinding this stuff, is just so good. Yeah, no. Rather than let you do that, I'm going to eat it. And you're not going to get it back. Sound good? Sound good. I'll go back up to 18. Thank you. That was basically your whole turn. They didn't use their Deathrite to each my Punishing Fire, which seems incorrect. I have Grove up, which is nice. Come on, Confidant, what are you flipping for me? Buy you. Another land, cool. Alright, Tree of Perdition's pretty sweet. Great blocker. Okay. So I need to kill that Nissa, but I also need to get that Death Right off the board. I don't want to just lose my Punishing Fire, but I think I'm going to have to just sack it, because I can't just let that Nissa do whatever. Right? Maybe I can. Like, untapping a target land, what does that really do? Maybe I just eat the Death Right. I'm going to eat the Death Right with this. That's got to be correct. If it's wrong, oh well, screw me. Killing Death Right here just seems correct, because then I can keep my Punishing Fire line to keep just machine gunning down these creatures. I guess here I could just like attack their Nissa and they have to block. Attack with all creatures, 2 Nissa. No, not all. I lied. I think I'm fine with Dark Confidant going away. Like, I want the card advantage, but they're going to trade a creature for Dark Confidant. Like, I'm actually okay with that. Like, they can easily leave a creature behind to, like, block their Nissa, but they can't kill my Glyph. They really want to kill my Dark Confidant. That's fine with me. Sub Death Right up to eat a land. I kind of want to put this Tree of Perdition in play, but I don't think it's correct. I'm going to go ahead and drop this Liliana. I'm going to Liliana and make them sacrifice. They probably sacrifice just like a Dryad Arbor here. But that's still one less mana they'll have access to next turn, which I'm fine with. They top deck like a Guy's Cradle or whatever, like I'm screwed either way, so. Might have been correct to just hold the Punishing Fire to see what they do. So I might have been able to just wipe a creature off their board with that. Okay, so we're going to game 2. We won that first game. We were able to grind them out. Pernicious Deed, Toxic Deluge, Abrupt Decay. So all our games is tempting, but I don't think it's good. Liliana is not great here. Okay, my opponent just completely scooped. So apparently we won that match. Apparently my opponent does not feel very confident in that matchup, which is probably correct. Playing against Punishing Fire when your elves and your draws aren't perfect is very rough from my experience. So when you're new to the deck, you definitely don't want to do that. The fact that my opponent didn't eat my Punishing Fire Death Right when I didn't have the ability to get it back is probably part of why they scooped. Might have just been tilted over that. So we're going to go into round 5, 2-2. See if we can get this last win up and, you know, make some play points back. It'd be nice not to have to pay for my next league. What do we got here? Oh my god. Well, this is a mulligan. One land, not good enough. One land again. You're kidding me right now. Alright. Southern Library, about to keep. Punishing Fire, bottom. Some people don't want to waste time playing not real decks. It's pretty lame. Yeah, I mean, that's fairly accurate. I can't particularly blame people for that. Trop Ponder. This could be Infect. This could be Check Pile randomly with a Trop. I think they run a Trop anyways, usually because Death Right Shaman and Abrupt Decay. Leovold as well. So it could be Infect, could be Grixis Delver with a Trop, could be Check Pile, could be 12 Post even. I highly doubt that, but it could be a thing. I'm just going to fetch with this Verdant Catacombs right away. I'm going to go for a... I got plenty of black mana in my hand. I'm just going to go for a Taiga. And Sego. Pile doesn't usually play the... Okay, it does play Trop, though. Some pile lists... So I played against pile lists recently that had, like, Decay post board. I highly doubt it was main board, but... I don't think I just want to jam a Sylvan Library. I think I want to wait, get a little more information, hold up like my Abrupt Decays and my Fatal Push. My opponent doesn't particularly do anything here. I'll probably just jam the library next turn. After Thought Seizing to check and see what they got. Sweet. Let's Thought Seize my opponent, and hopefully we can resolve the Sylvan Library after that. They're going to brainstorm a response. Which means they're probably going to hide stuff like Force, possibly Jace, which means we're probably just going to gem the Sylvan Library. Yeah, Check Pile definitely plays Trop. I think they play like a one of Trop and a one of like Badlands, and the other rest is just like Underground Seas and Folks. Like Trop's pretty good for casting Deathrights, Leovolds, Brainstorms, Ponders, Jaces, etc. Okay, so my opponent's got in hand. Dazed Delver Force. Okay, so we can't cast a Sylvan Library, clearly. Because Sylvan Library will not get through Daze, or Spell Snare, or Spell Pierce, or Force right now. So, yeah. So that's not going to be a thing anytime soon. Like, I'm kind of tempted just to take their Delver as secret. So this is Rug Delver. Kind of tempted to just take their Delver as secret. Well, I can't because I have Abrupt Decay, so there's no point in taking that. I'm just going to probably take Force. We can eventually play around Daze. We can eventually play around Spell Pierce. Spell Snare is going to be a problem, but Force is a card I just don't really want them to have. Let's see. So Force went away. Jesus. Ugh. Their entire hand takes exact counter spells for my goddamn Sylvan Library. Screw you, Rug Delver. That was incredible. That was not the hand I wanted to look at all there. What did they hide? If that's what they revealed, what the hell did they hide from me? That was ridiculous. That was great, but that was ridiculous. Oh, I'm going to play this Tarmogoyf. It's going to get snared most likely, but we're going to fight through this counter magic eventually. Sylvan Library will draw us into a lot, so, you know, what can you do, right? We can definitely answer the Delver of Secrets with all the removal we have. They have, like, Tarmogoyf, we can answer that, so... not much we can do. It might have been worth it to take Snare because the 1 mana discard, but... Oh, did I delete? I think I deleted Pierce instead of Snare. So they have a Pierce in hand that we know about. Alright. I'm going to Fatal Push here on a turn. We do have Abrupt Decay, but I want to get them to start using up these cards. So, yeah. So this should be Spell Pierce, not Spell Snare. So I'm just going to leave it there for now. Daze gets used. So we know about Spell Pierce, Lightning Bolt, and Trop. No, we're not going to do that. I'm going to Abrupt Decay your Delver next turn, though. I'm going to play this Dark Confidant, but I think Abrupt Decay Delver is correct. Okay. So we know one of the cards is Trop. Okay, they still have Trop in hand. They played Delta. So we know about Trop, Spell Pierce, Lightning Bolts. Alright. They have a Stifle here. They can happily Stifle me. That's fine. We have pretty much doubles of everything, so I think we're just going to get another Bayou. Alright, I'm going to try to resolve this Sylvan Library now. We can play around. We can pay for Spell Pierce. They do have another Spell Snare, and that's actually supposed to be there. That's really unfortunate. Okay. Did they pierce that first one? Am I not paying attention? No, that's just a second Spell Snare. So maybe I just thought it was Spell Pierce, so I'm just an idiot. Alright, well, we're going to try playing a Dark Confidant then. They have Bolt. They're just going to Bolt it, probably. Yeah, that was stupid, actually. Pay attention, Aaron. Alright, so now we know their hand is Trop. The other two were definitely unknowns in the first place. What is this? Tarmogoyf, which is fine. We have Abrupt Decay and True Name. That's not fine. We don't have... So they played the Trop we know about, so now it's just two unknowns. If we top deck a Liliana here, that'd be sweet. Just a Deathright. That's lame. Oh, we'll play the Deathright. Whatever. It's fine. Wasn't Pierce. It was a second goddamn Snare. Unless there was a Pierce in there. Unless there was a Pierce in there, and then they just replaced it with a Snare. It might just be crazy. Might have just been double snare and I misread their hand. Alrighty. Opponent's got a true name. Seems pretty good. So what we're trying to do here, at this point, we're going to try and resolve a Triskaidekaphobia. Use our death rate to get them down to 13. So I think that's the game plan from here. Yeah, I thought there was a Pierce too. Have they used a Pierce? Am I crazy? I don't see a Pierce there. Alright, they have Wasteland. That's cute. Not particularly relevant, but cute. Okay, yeah. You got a Wasteland. Goose! Aw, now my Liliana can't hit their true name. So we need a Goyf here. We need a Goyf for them not to have another snare. Collective Brutality. That doesn't do what I want it to do. I think it just has to drain them, honestly. It's a terrible feeling, but I think it just has to drain them. Oh, Jesus. Oh, boy. Like, it could have been correct to, like, use duress mode and drain them, or just use the duress mode, but I think draining them with when I'm facing out a true name and I have active death rate is probably correct. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna take that like a punk. Alrighty. What do you got? Another true name? Nope, that's double green. Do they tap their man wrong? Is it Hooting Mandrills, maybe? I just assume there's a Hooting Mandrills, which is why they're saying, yeah, okay, that's a good card. It's a really good card. Well, I'm gonna eat their bolt. I highly doubt they can actually flash it back, but I'm gonna eat their bolt. Oh boy, we are not going to beat this. We're gonna scoop here. We're gonna get to our sideboard where we have many more answers to that stuff. So delusions are coming in, chokes are coming in, decay's gonna come in, deed's gonna come in, combo's gonna go out. I'm okay trimming some on cards that can't target. Well, so what do they got? We could double punishing fire. That's not great. I don't like punishing fires here, honestly. I'm gonna drop the punishing fires. Loam's fine with Wasteland if we can get it online. Tongue Rips are great. We do know they're very heavy on their like 2-mana, like on their 2-mana like spell snares and stuff. So they saw 2 that game and used them both. I think this is gonna be okay. We're gonna be on the play. Hopefully we don't have to mulligan into Oblivion again. The last few games we've had to mulligan and it's been pretty rough. Trade Perdition's probably amazing against them though. Block your Hooting Mandrills forever, and you can never bolt it to death. I should just make this a junk variant. Run Doran. Century of Perdition kills everything, except for an Emrakul. But yeah, Emrakul just kills everything, so. Yeah, we're gonna play first. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Tarmogoyf, Library, a couple of Repticays. Got plenty of land. I'm cool keeping this. Can fetch out our basics. Make sure we can't just get wastelanded off things. We're gonna play around Spell Pierce, obviously, or Stifle a card that makes it so you can't fetch. I'll get the swamp first. If I can't get the forest off this, we'll have green from that. Oh, Catcher's the 3/6, right, with Double Strike? Yeah, that seems pretty good. Wasteland's not relevant here. I'm going to play out Verdant Catacombs, and I'm going to hopefully wait until they fetch. We're probably playing the Stifle game currently, which is obnoxious. Yeah, they're going to play the Stifle game with me. So I'm going to play this Grove of Burn Wells. I'm just going to play this Dark Confidant. So they're going to probably fetch. They're going to daze it. They're going to hope I fetch to pay for daze. So they can stifle my fetch. I'm not going to do it. Spell Snare. Oh, okay, that's different. Never mind. That's obnoxious. Spell Snare is a good card. Well, hopefully I can resolve this Hill Library. That'd be nice. They may just double crack and get your name online here. I don't picture that's going to be what they do, but especially if they're not cracking, they're already tapping for mana. Pondar. Next turn, I'll likely just play Timerglyph and off like Wasteland Grove, maybe. Or off Bayou. That works too. Bayou Grove. Timerglyph. Okay. Answer that, dickbag. Here comes Fetch, Dismember. That would be my luck here, as my opponent would just have Fetch and a Dismember here. Oh, the Evil Mailman. So yeah, having Oketra with Doran seems pretty good. Double strike for six instead of 3. It's much better. It's amazing when you have something with double strike and a huge butt. They really don't want to crack that last fetch line, huh? Jesus. They're very patient just to catch me with a stifle. I'm tempted to just fetch end of turn and let them stifle it, but if they stifle it, they're tapped out, which means they have to have force for a Sylvan Library. Am I fine with that? I think I'm fine with that. Like, okay, you have the stifle? No, you don't. Okay, cool. So we're gonna wait that. So I'm gonna get forced here. Okay. Ooh. Ooh, 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 ooh. I cast Life from them, targeting these 3 lands. If they want to spell snare this, it means we can probably resolve this Sylvan Library, which means we can draw into an answer for True Name much quicker. Alright. They might have Daze, which is why they didn't try to counter that. Tarmogoyf can't really just attack into a True Name. It's X5 to 3. Yeah, if they have Bolt, that would just kill it. So I can't just attack in a True Name, but True Name is pretty much on defense as long as my Tarmogoyf's here. And we can slowly just eat away at their mana base with my Wasteland, so actually okay with that. I'm actually fine, like, continuing to dredge and stuff and build up this Tarmogoyf. Love to go with Vigilance, that'd be awesome. A Tarmogoyf with Vigilance would be great. A True Name without protection would be even better. How's everyone in chat doing tonight? Opponent's resolving Brainstorm. Really want to kill his True Name. It's any creature I absolutely hate, it's a True Name. Faux show. Can't stand a True Name. Hey, you have a Wasteland of your own. Cool. Nimble Mongoose. Oh, that's obnoxious. I can't target that. Oh yeah, Iconic Drafts tomorrow. That should be good. We have Iconic Masters Drafts tomorrow at my store. And a good cider. I'm also having classes next semester. Pretty good. Yeah, that sounds good, Oren. I haven't particularly been drinking, so I haven't really... Well, we're not going to do that. We don't want to gain their life, do we? Do I actually care if they gain life? I don't think we actually care. Are they gonna? They're just gonna jam another thing, so I don't care. I don't need to hold up Abrupt Decay. They're not gonna jam something else. So we are gonna dredge back this Life Alone. Play Wasteland. Waste Tropical Island. I'm gonna try jam the Sylvan Library now. If they have Spell Pierce, that would be very unfortunate. It means we should have waited on Wasteland. It's possible that's the case. It's also possible they just have another Spell Snare, which is even more obnoxious. That's actually more obnoxious, excuse me, Spell Pierce. So we could have played around that. Alright, well I can't just let them... So they're going to put me to 9 when they attack. Next time we get back more Wasteland. And get rid of their... Oh, God, love a Tabernacle right now. Bonus of 5/6 though, so it's a pretty quick clock. They're doing 6 a turn. So they're on a 3 turns to kill me. I'm on 2 turns to kill them, roughly. No, 3 turns as well. I need a Toxic Deluge. I need to answer these creatures and quick. Even Liliana Veil will be fine, because answering one of these creatures opens it up so I can just kill the other one. Another Wasteland. That's cute. Hey, what's up, Aaron? How you doing? I'm getting punched by True Name Nemesis and Nimble Mongoose. Apparently Rug Delver is back in full force now. Boom. Get back Grove, Wasteland, and we'll go Taiga. Looking well quick tonight. Yeah, you know. Ugh! Spell Pierce on a life alone. Ugh. I mean, it makes sense, but still unfortunate. So our Tarmogoyf has to stay back to block, I believe. Unfortunately, I don't want my Tarmogoyf to be on blocking duty, but it's probably where I have to be. I mean, like, they'll attack me to 2 if they have Boltum just dead. They'll attack me to 5 if they have Boltum at 2, so that's fine. So I have to leave Tarmogoyf on blocking duty, hope to draw into Toxic Deluge or Liliana. Kind of has to be Toxic Deluge unless I can kill this Nimble Mongoose somehow. Okay, it has to be Toxic Deluge now. Can't kill both Nimble Mongoose. Yeah, okay, you got to attack with your True Name, you stupid. You stupid person with your True Name Nemesis that can't be targeted. Yeah, I have to actually draw cards here. Hey, look, another land. Perfect. Why do we draw all the lands when we need to draw spells? That's unfortunate. So yeah, we're dead. We're dead again. Just to spite them, though, I'm going to get rid of this red source. I don't want them to have both as well. If they bolt us in response, it's going to make me even sadder. Stifle? Rude! So I put stifled it. So I wrote, you can't just let me have the one. I made a sad face. I said, haha, GG. I was going to concede now. So we did. So we went 2-3 again. Still can't break the 3x. I went 3x with Astral Side my first league, and now I just can't seem to repeat that. So it's unfortunate. Oh, Aaron. I don't know if you're still in here, but I love you. You're amazing. So yeah. 2-3 again. Triskaidekaphobia. Still amazed we did better with Triskaidekaphobia than we did with Standard Replenish. A deck in paper I've actually gone 4-1 and 3-1, 3-1-1 with, and stuff like that. This deck, the best I've ever done is, I think I went 3-2 with it actually in paper. There was some sketchy play when we were just streaming there. Definitely much better in paper, but yeah, this deck's a lot of fun. I'm glad we got to make Force Burn out of a game with the Triskaidekaphobia. Getting the extra life each turn and then putting them at 13 life, basically. That was a lot of fun. I definitely enjoyed that. Let's see, what else? So, deck list. I actually kind of like what the deck list is. It's possible, instead of... So, Slaughter Games probably is just incorrect. If we play against something with, like, a deck, like a Storm deck or whatever, we're probably better leaning on, like, Liliana, Collective Brutality, Thoughtseize, than having our Dark Confidants draw us more cards. And then against, like, Storm, we can bring in Chokes. We can bring in, like, Pernicious Deed for, like, Empty the Warren's kills. And then we have, like, Surgical and stuff. I don't think Slaughter Games is necessary, so we probably just drop this. Because True Name was kind of obnoxious that last game, I'm tempted to add additional Pernicious Deeds in place of that. So, like, 2 Slaughter Games probably become 2 more Pernicious Deed. We just go to 3. This 4th Abrupt Decay I don't think was ever really particularly necessary. So this 4th Abrupt Decay probably becomes either a 3rd Toxic Deluge or a 3rd Life Loam. I think I want a 3rd Life Loam. Engineering Explosives are really good too. Good point, Oren. Yeah. So this probably becomes the 3rd Engineering Explosives. This becomes 2 more Pernicious Deed. Or like these could become 2 Engineering Explosives. This could become like another Toxic Deluge. I'm not huge on Choke. Choke could probably go. Choke could probably become like Duress. I wouldn't mind having like Duress. Seems fine. But yeah. I don't know. Deck was a lot of fun. I had additional fun with this deck. This deck's never really particularly let me down as far as that goes. This deck's always fun to stream, always fun to play. You get some really weird games with some really fun win conditions. So there's that. Yeah, I can make at least 3 colors a mana. I do have like Death Right, so I can make a 4th and a 5th color in mana as well. So I can answer like stuff like Jace, Leylines, stuff like that. I don't think Leyline's ever really necessary to answer, but I can answer stuff like with Jace with a Deathrite Shaman to make the 4th color for Engineer Explosives, so that's definitely worth noting. So E's probably pretty good. I guess if we were playing more Planeswalkers, we'd probably just want more Deeds, but I think since we're not really playing that many, we're just playing the 3 Liliana. The EE Engineer Explosives is definitely more correct. But yeah. So our draws were kind of left the last couple rounds. Against Infect, we found all the land, then none of the land. Against Grixis Delver, we found all the land, then none of the land. And then, what just happened there? We found all the land. And we had Mulligan a lot, too. It was weird. Mulligans were kind of rough tonight, but deck's a lot of fun. I might actually stream this again soon, because I forgot how much fun this deck could be. And this card's just sweet. Nothing like getting kills with Triskaidekaphobia. I'll have to make sure I go back to the video and take some screenshots to post for everyone. Should be hilarious and a lot of fun. Collector Battalion is definitely really good. I'm actually tempted to run some number more copies of that card. Like, that could just be, like, the one... Like, if I kept the Abrupt Decay in the sideboard, like, one Abrupt Decay in the main could become a 3rd Collective Brutality. It might actually just straight be correct to run this card. It's good against, like, combo decks. It's good against Burn. It's good against... I know I'm always going back to Burn, and I apologize for that, people. But Collector Brutality is really good. It answers a lot of creatures. Gives you, like, that 2-life padding you need. It takes out, like, a Force of Will, or... Like, against Elves, it took out a Glimpse of Nature, which was really key in winning that matchup. Oh, yeah, we just beat Elves, too. We beat them 1-0 because they scooped after games 2 and... After game 1 winning, they scooped the whole match rather than just scooping the one game. So, yeah, deck was a lot of fun. Definitely have to run it back again soon. When I run it back, we will definitely see the Choke's gone, the Slaughter Game's gone. This will likely be 2 more Pernicious Deeds, and Chokes will likely be like 2 Engineering Explosives, and I don't know, some card. And we'll still see the 4th Abrupt Decay, or 3rd Abrupt Decay in the board with a second, with only 2 in the main. And we'll definitely have that 3rd Collective Brutality. Collective Brutality, I'm just constantly getting more and more impressed with. Every time I run the card, it just seems really good. So yeah, that's probably what we'll do. Had a lot of fun. Fortunately, again, like I said, only went 2 and 3. I want to say thank you to Card Hoarder for making this possible. And, you know, let me run some crazy stuff. I want to say thank you for Hipsters of the Coast for helping set up that deal and making it possible to get access to whatever we want. Thursday, I will likely, or this is Thursday, right? Yeah, this is Thursday. So Sunday, I will likely be streaming Standard Replenish. I was actually originally planning on streaming that tonight, but, what do we got here? Yeah, so it's going to be Standard Replenish this Sunday, which I'm looking forward to because I've been really hot on that deck. Want to keep running it, want to keep changing it up, making it more and more viable. I mean, obviously, I could get rid of Replenish and get rid of Porphyry Nodes, make it a real standstill deck, and that's viable most likely, but still trying to do the enchantment thing. It's a lot of fun. As we've seen in the stream, I really love fun. So join me Sunday for some more Standing Replenish action. And, yeah, hopefully see you all again soon. Thank you very much for tuning in. You have yourself a good night.